In this video, I will show you how to install Android Studio. Android Studio will be used to launch the emulator and to test and debug the app. Installing Android Studio is a multi-step process. You will first need to install Java JDK, set up environment variables for Java, then download Android Studio, then set up the Android Studio environment variables. You start by navigating to the Java JDK Oracle link, which is found in this video, or it can be found in the React tutorial links and starting process doc in the developer setup tutorial folder. Once you navigate to the Oracle page, it will take you to this Java downloads page where you can see there are options for Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. In this tutorial, we will be doing the Windows installation. Go ahead and install the x64 installer. Once that finishes downloading, it will pull up the installation menu where you can click through and install the Java with the default settings. Now that that is installed, we will now need to set up the environment variables for Java. Once you've pulled up system properties and then environment variables, you're ready to add the various necessary variables. You'll start in system variables under path. Hit edit, and you'll need to add this variable that I already have on my system. You'll need to copy the address to the bin directory. To find this, go to your C drive, then Program Files, and then you can go to the Eclipse Foundation, open up the JDK, then the bin, and then copy the address. Once you've copied that address in the path environment variable, select OK. Next, you'll need to add the Java home variable. If it's not already listed, hit New, and you'll type in Java_home as the variable name in all capital letters. And then for the address, you want to copy the root directory. So go to Program Files, and then open up that JDK and copy the address. Once that is in there, just hit OK, and that'll save those variables. Next, we will need to install Android Studio. So go ahead and navigate to that install link, which is found in this video, or in the React tutorial and starting process doc. It'll take you to that home page. Agree to the terms and conditions, and it'll start the download. Once that download's complete, it'll take you to the install menu. Click through and you can keep the default settings. That will ensure that you have the emulator. That shows where it's being installed. Install is complete, and you can select Finish. When Android Studio launches, it will appear like this. Now, because you will be using Android Studio as the emulator, it is important to set up the AVD manager. So go ahead and navigate to the manager. Now mine will look different because I already have devices installed into my Android Studio. If this is your first time installing, this menu will be blank. Here you will see it lists the device name, the API level, which is tied to the Android version. When you launch your emulator, you can use a device that has an API level 28, 29, or 30. But when you're debugging, it's important to have various versions to see if the app runs differently on different Android versions. Now, to add a device, you click that Add Device here, and you will need to install an SDK to be uploaded to your app. And this corresponds to the API level and Android version. I already have many installed, but I'll go ahead and download the one that I don't have installed so that it'll take you through the downloading process. Once it's installed, hit Finish. Then you can see I have that queue release as a possibility. Next, you will choose the name, startup orientation, and there it is listed as a device that you can use. To launch the emulator, you hit that green arrow and it'll pull up the emulator. When you first launch the emulator, you'll need to power on the device by hitting the power button. And after a few moments, you will see the Google phone load. And here your emulator is launched. If you scroll up, this is the menu where the app will download to. Note that the emulator will not have a functioning app until we build it and launch it in our Visual Studio Code. Another important note is when you've been working with the emulator for a while, it's important to wipe the data if you are running into bugs. This will delete everything from the phone and have you reinstall the app. Next, we will need to set up the environment variables. Navigate to System Properties, then Environment Variable. Then you're going to need to add the Android home variable to the user variables. You can do this by hitting New. You see mine is already there. To figure out the address, you will go to your C drive, Program Data, And actually, it's C drive, users, your username, and then app data. If this folder is not showing up for you, make sure that you select hidden items so that you can view hidden items. Otherwise, that folder will not appear for you. Select that, local, Android, and then select the SDK address. And that should set up your Android Studio environment variable. Thanks for watching, and if you have any remaining questions, please contact your team manager.